What's today's marijuana? I don't know if that's the key. I don't know if that's the cue. I don't know if it's for me, but these videos are for you. Because I spend all day with myself. I'm a hermit. I'm a hermit. I be in a spot like where the detergent. Ooh, sponsored by this one. I'm gonna just say it's sponsored by Fila. I don't know why the hat was next to me. You can't get the best of me. You feel me? Ain't no standing next to me. I shine bright, but ain't no baguettes with me. You feel me? Ah! Rantz&runtz. No time for the blunts. I'm not with the nonsense. I ain't smoke all day. I ain't smoked since yesterday. I'm trying to drop once a week. It's not about the raps and the beats. It's about the mind of freak. You already know. I'm here. Be here or be square. Also, sponsored by Behold a Pale Horse. Knowledge, education, and a little bit of conspiracy. Anywho, it's a grandiose book, man. Body, Mind, and Spirit, Ancient Mysteries and Controversial Knowledge. Bill Cooper, former United States Naval Intelligence Briefing Team member, reveals information hidden from the public. This information was kept in top secret government files since the 1940s. Cooper unveils the truth as the pardons. Cooper unveils the truth as he writes about the assassination of John F. Kennedy, the war on drugs, and the secret government and UFOs. Cooper was a lucid and rational, powerful speaker whose intent was to transform and empower his audience. Standing room only was normal for his events. His presentation and information transcended partisan affiliations as he clearly addressed issues in a way that had a striking impact on listeners of all backgrounds and interests. He spoke to many groups throughout the United States and appeared regularly on many radio and television shows. In 1988, Bill decided to talk due to events then taking place worldwide. Okay, I read that correctly. Events that he had seen plans for back in the early 70s. Afterward, he correctly predicted the lowering of the Iron Curtain, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and the invasion of Panama. All Bill's predictions were on record well before the events occurred. Bill is not a psychic. His information came from top secret documents that he read while working with intelligence briefing teams from over 17 years of thorough research. Bill Cooper is the world's leading expert on UFOs. This is a bunch of quotes. Great book. I'm not done. I read a lot of it, stopped, and I started today. I had to start over. I'm back on chapter 4. Oh no, that's chapter 3. I actually just wanted to save this because he had all the sources, so I like to go back and I'm gonna look up some of those books. Don't kill me. I know they watching. The Secret Treaty of Verona. Chill. We might do a whole read on this one day. But this is a good book. Shout out to Prodigy and Old Dirty Bastard, ODB. Rest in peace to two greats. They read the book. They know what's up. God rest somebody's soul. The universe rest somebody's soul. I don't know what you believe in, but we in the world of heathens, man. It's dark outside. I hope you got the light within. I don't know what I be talking about. The universe does. Tap in or tap out. You feel me? Life's the UFC. You feel me? I got you in a chokehold. I know. It gets better. Anyway, you already know. Smoking rose petals. This blunt isn't a rose petal. I haven't even got into anything yet. This is the Susie. I broke this off to make the filter. I'm not smoking like that no more. We not smoking no more grabber, no nicotine. Listen, the only brown in my life is women. I'm sorry, I'm not smoking brown. I'm just laying it down, taking them to Pound Town. No disrespect. If you know me, you know. You feel me? I like my ladies with a little bit of tan. You gotta understand, she might be from Iran, Pakistan. It don't matter if she from Japan. As long as she do the thing when she get on her hands and start to. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's just jump in with conspiracies. All right, because I was online earlier because this book. I had this book for years, but they coined the phrase conspiracy theory to disprove or discredit the kind of ideas that people create or the proof that people find via these things that happen in the world. From the 9/11s to the before the 9/11 when they first attempted to blow up the World Trade. We can go all the way back to slavery, right? It's just a whole bunch of ideas. I'm not trying to argue with nobody. I'm not trying to sit here for that. You do your own research. I might talk about it on another video. I just feel like people are so strong. You know, I come from a certain type of person, people, warrior spirits. I don't think we could have been kidnapped. Anyway, that's another story. I think history gets rewritten every 150 years when enough people die. Anyway, conspiracies. Do you believe in conspiracies? What is a conspiracy? What is your favorite conspiracy? My favorite conspiracy is that we're not even really here. We're in like a projection of some sorts via the astral thought process. I don't know the exact terminologies. Sometimes I play dumb to see how much you know. Yeah, I'm drinking water. No cuts, no edits. If you don't like the video, forget about it. You don't gotta watch me. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. Does wonders for your gums. This does wonders. If your gums is on the run, this is the one. I'm not gonna hold you. This got me minty fresh. Anywho, conspiracies. There's so many conspiracies. How do you believe in anything? Like, from religion being stolen from the Egyptians and all of that. And then it's like, right? Because if you look up the Black Madonna, that's basically Mother Mary and Jesus. It's pretty deep. Like the Ankh and the cross are pretty similar. I'm not even gonna get too deep into that one. But one of my favorites is like, I think it's Greek mythology. Wherever Thor is from, Thor is a bitch ass nigga. Cause I think it's Ogun or Oshun. I might have to Google. Pardon me, Oshun, god of thunder, right? Oh my bad. Shango, also known as Jukuta, is perhaps the most popular Orisha. He is the god of thunder and lightning, as well as the most worshipped god all over the world. Booyah Shaka, yet in America, the Yoruba religion, Santeria and all these things like that from Africa, Cuba, and all these places. I could be wrong. You could check me if you know the facts. It's so demonized. And then when you go further back, this and that and these things were the religions that gave our peoples power. You know, my people is your people is my people. You already know we're not from the mountains of Caucasus. You feel me? If you get me, you got me. If not, you feel me? Get it cooking like a jalopy. Anyway, it's pretty deep because the whole thing with like Thor and Odin and all these mother flowers is stolen or at least bitten or copied from the Yoruba, if that's the proper terminology. I think it's Yoruba or Yaroba or however you say it. I'm not, you got me. Google it. You feel me? Anyways, Yoruba, the Yoruba Orishas, if that's how you say it. But it's deep and there's like a lot of them. And a lot of them are stolen and whitewashed with this whole Greek or whatever mythology, like Thor and Odin, like I said, and whoever else is in there, like Medusa and all of them. Fuck them. Find your culture. This all our culture. It's real because it stems and it's older than most of the stuff that we know. So things that have the most age and the most dated to me are probably the realest. As to where, you go back and like I could find you a whole bunch of things about Jesus Christ and how they said that Jesus wasn't really who we thought he was. He was sent here by a dark entity who basically was finessing everybody. And that's why what's your man name? What's your man name? Judas set him up. Judas set Jesus up because he knew the truth. But the Bible we got is a little flip flop. But that's a whole nother in itself. That was just about conspiracies and stuff. So many conspiracies out there. You ever heard of MK Often? Not MK Ultra, MK Often. Look up MK Often. MK Often spoke about crystals, sidekicks. I believe some. I know it talked about sidekicks and like the whole spiritual vibe that a lot of people are into now. This was like maybe from the 60s or before, but they basically infiltrated and created a lot of ideas and stuff and put a lot of things in people's heads. So that's why I kind of stay away from a lot of things now. But the CIA infiltrated everything. I talked to somebody about mushrooms the other day and I was like, oh my God, mushrooms, you're gonna hallucinate, you gotta watch. Bro, people out here is doing cocaine, not me, but the person I've spoke to did hardcore drugs before, but they were looking at mushrooms mad evil. Let me spark these fleasies. I'm trying to see which light is working. You can always hear the gas. You feel me? Shout out to my cut. You feel me? I'm always sharp, always fresh. When you see the mustache, you know I'm blessed. Chill, man. You can die. Ah! My bad. It started raining lights. There's no edits. There's no edits. You can forget it. You feel me? Credit, debit, wepa. Story. My light had to stay. I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, the spirits knocked my light over. They said I was talking too much. But mushrooms, man. Mushrooms are really peaceful when you get the hang of mushrooms. Yo, Blessing, what's up, light bulb? You know, good light bulb? Stay there, bro. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the green illuminated a specific way and keep this side of me a little illuminated. I got all the lights. I have everything I need to start this production company. I'm en route. You feel me? I'm en route. I got direction. Shout outs to me. I got a battle April 26th. Is the only place you're going to hear about it until the card drop. If you tapped in with me, I got a battle April 26th. Contact me. I will invite you. If you cop a sweater, you get in free. That's me. You already know the bop. You feel me? I need me some light with some bob in it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm ranting, I'm runting, I'm stunting. You already know home runs, no bunting. Please watch your mouth before I watch it for you. Chill. If you got a spliff, light it. If not, it's okay, baby. I smoke for you. It's an okay light. I could have lit it better. Bad, bro. But mushrooms, forget about it. Mushrooms will take you from point A to point Z without the alphabet. You'll just be. But it's true in a good way. Like, the first time I tried mushrooms, see, I'm all over the place. So the first time I tried mushrooms, I bought a whole eighth off my man's. I won't say who he be. And I think they were old and dry because I did a 3 day fast. A lot of people who don't know, I used to be really into fasting. I used to be into eating 3 to 8. So I'll eat from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's it. I would wake up early too, go to the gym for an hour or two, work out like a madman, come home, clap my water. I don't drink no, occasionally now because I'm not Superman anymore, but I don't drink no faucet water. I don't drink no Poland Spring. It was strictly Crystal Geyser and like real spring water. A lot of waters aren't real spring water. They're man-made springs, like your bed. I'm just playing. But a lot of them are really man-made springs, so you got to watch that. And I'm not sitting here trying to explain all that because it gets deeper. Like drinking water out of a bottle in general is bad because of the plastic. It has a certain chemical property. I could be wrong, but it's true. You get what I'm saying? Because it gets stuck in sun, cold, different temperatures do different things to the plastic, which does different things to the water. Whatever. Ooh, I love when I can hear the burn. Ooh, when you can hear that shit burning and it's crispy. I ain't smoke all day. You're gonna hear my brain start to shift like. Activated. But yeah, so the first time I did the Shroomitos, I had this was like 2 years ago probably. Copped it from Shun, you feel me? For the Lizzo. You feel me? He gave it to me for the Lizzo. It was a fat bag. Door. You caught the wordplay? Anyway, he had it for me. I got it for the Lizzo. You feel me? That's the low. LOW. You feel me? Low prices. You feel me? That's how I like it. Anyway, I went home. I was on a 96-hour fast. So the day prior, I made soup. I went to the Asian market during the height of COVID too, because people are so ignorant. Oh, Asians are making us sick. So I went to the Asian market. You feel me? No disrespect, but that's where I went. The Asian market, the height of COVID, copped the flyest of ingredients. I made like this Thai soup. It's pretty dope. I could have did better. But anyway, I let it sit in the fridge while I was doing my fasting. And I had a friend, shout out to my son Joe Money. She was there for me. I clapped the whole eighth. I took the whole 3 point Fizzy, threw it in a peanut butter sandwich. You feel me? Clap that. Bing, bang, boom. Whoo! I was like, all right, let's get this on the roll. Let's get this show on the roll. So I spun the crib. You feel me? I left. I'm outside walking. I'm eating some seeds and shit, trying to get my mind right. Now, I didn't. Okay, so it's hard to explain because it was the first real mushroom experience. To me, it wasn't a grand experience. I actually did a separate video when it was fresh, but I didn't like it because it was still like I felt like I was forcing it. After I had other experiences, and now I know. So with the first one, I ate him. I went outside. I'm gonna go meet with my son Joe Money. Shout outs to her. She was like my trip sitter because I thought I was gonna need one. Got me a water. I'm outside, and it was a sunny day. So I don't know if the mushrooms were making the sun seem brighter or not. Very possible. Very possible. Very possible. Very not. But it was dope. You feel me? So I'm walking around. The sun seemed bright. It was a nice day. Boom, bumped into my son Joe Money. We talking, we chopping it up. You feel me? Like hibachi. We chopping it up like Fruit Ninja. And we just cooling. You feel me? We cooling like the wind, and we just vibing. We talking. I'm very talkative, as you can see. So while we was chopping it up, We were just talking about life and shit. And she kept asking me if I was high, but I tried to inform her not to ask me if I was high. And I won't lie, there were certain moments where her face looked it a little different and like morphy, but I felt like I was forcing it. Like I wanted something, I wanted to hallucinate, I wanted it to hit. Like, but she did have like I don't know how to say it, but you ever look through like a not so good lens where like just not a lot, but just a little shift is happening. So I felt like I saw like little shifts in her face, and I wasn't really talking to too many people but her. But we sat by the water. The water looked so vivid. The air felt really nice, but that was really it. It just felt like I had on an extra layer of feelings and like not feelings, but like an extra layer of just. It was more alert. Like everything looked at high definition to me. Like the trees stood out a little bit more, the water stood out a little more. Nothing major. Pardon me, I had to burp. Nothing major. You feel me? It was like a minor class. Nothing major. I could be wrong though, but it was my first experience. Empty stomach, all that. So I'm doing all of this, I'm doing all of that. We was just talking and it was just nice. I was just talking about life, but I always want to talk about life. So sometimes I feel like it wasn't the shrooms, but maybe I was just a little more introspective than usual. Who knows? Shout out to the frequency. I gotta plug myself. You feel me? Gotta plug myself. I know it's shocking. You get it? Shocking plug. Anyway, that's life. The website gonna be dropping soon. It's gonna be on all the videos. I do this, you feel me? I had the website up for 3 years, just never dropped it. Don't worry about that. I talked to some people, they talked to me back. We doing this. Anyway, the mushrooms, the mushrooms, the mushrooms. I need mushroom. Watch out, my dose. Anyway, so Joe Money left me. I ended up walking a route. I saw the water. It was very beautiful. It was just a lot on my mind at the time, but just everything like always on my mind. Like I was thinking of life. I was thinking what I'm gonna do next. What I'm gonna do with this. What I'm gonna do with the girls I'm talking to. But it was nothing like too crazy. As I got closer to home, I cut through a park where I usually work out at, and the trees were just extra nice. So I was like, maybe the mushrooms are hitting. And then I get to the crib. I was reheating the food on the stove, or was I cooking something else? I don't remember. But it felt good. It felt like I was drunk. The music was extra nice, and it just felt like I was lit. Like everything was rocking. You feel me? Everything was rocking like Geodude. Word to Onyx. Like it was up. You feel me? And it was about to go down, but it was fine. Nothing went down. I was fine. I chilled out, went to the room, and I was good. So then time went by. I told son those mushrooms was trash. I link up with somebody else. She told me the mushrooms is like the mushrooms. Like she said, these is it. So I don't know the name. They was just white with bruises. You feel me? No real like like toad's head, like that actual like mushroom look. It was not much of that. It was just like stems. They were white with bruises, and I always knew to look for white with blue bruises. You feel me? That's when you know them joints is popping, them things that's popping like acne and balloons. Like that was a horrible analogy. Stop it. Anyway, so I take those, and I'm like, I'm gonna do half. I should have did the whole thing, but I'm gonna do half. And this is some time when let me like this motherfucker. So I'm gonna do half. I do the half. I take a 1 point fever. That's 1.5 on the skizzy. You feel me? That's 1.5 on the skizzy scale. You feel me? So I did a 1 point fever. I smoke a clip blunt too. I ain't having no real good weed. I had a clip blunt. That shit added to the nausea. I thought. So I smoke that, and while I'm smoking, I feel crazy. Like, oh my god, like that. Like I was nauseated. So where I'm from, if I'm nauseous, I'm either gonna poop or throw up. So I went to the bathroom, but something made me cut out the lights, and I cut off all the lights. Maybe 30 minutes to like an hour has went by now. I cut off the lights. Oh, before that, I hit my son up. Shout out to Cash. I hit my son up. I went downstairs, got some bud. I'm not saying he was selling bud, but I'm just saying I went downstairs and got some bud, and I just so happened to see this gentleman. Told him what I'm going through. Gave me the bud. I don't even think it was Zah. You feel me? This was before the Zah was Zah. Like it was just getting. This was right before Zah hit the city crazy. It was literally. Yeah, it was black. But it was good weed. I was still fried at the time. But I get the bud. I go upstairs because I was smoking that clip line. It made me feel nauseous. I started smoking some real weed. And my flower. What happened? Oh yeah. So I'm in the bathroom in the dark now. My stomach on a gate like a fucking no trespassing sign. And I'm like, yo, this is no buenito, papi. This no good, baby. I wasn't talking like that, but that's how I felt. Like, yo, I felt like I drank too much. Like, oh my God, I don't feel right. And as soon as I closed my eyes and put my head down, I had my hands like this or like this. I can't remember. I had my hands in specific Yeah, they was like hanging like this kind of, but on my knees, so you can't see him. And when I closed my eyes, I saw my hands, but they were made of like the most beautiful granite. It looked like somebody carved my hands down to the nail pad. And I was, oh, what the fuck? Like, I couldn't close my eyes. Like, and it was dark in the bathroom, pitch black. So I'm panicking now, like, woo, child. I'm like bugged. Like, what the flip was that, my geyser? Like, what is that? I was tripping. So I didn't realize I was tripping. I was just panicking because I didn't take that much of the shrooms. I took a 1.5. Like, so I guess I was knocking on the hallucination gate. So I took a 1 point Feezy, panicking right now. Ah! Panicking. But I'm not screaming. I'm just in the bathroom panicking. Like, oh, this feels crazy. So every time I close my eyes, I'm seeing like the sharpest, like lightest. It was like a light purple thunderbolt every time I blinked or blunk, if that's the proper word. And it was like purplish green. And every time I blinked, that's all I saw. Like these thunderbolts of color. Like, so I'm panicking. I call my son. My son K, shout out to K. He was into the whole vibe like me with like psychedelics and stuff like that. Like he knew the time I was on. So I hit him up. He's like, yo, pull up, bro. Help you get your mind off it. We can play video games, something. So I'm panicking. I get in the cab. Well, before I even get in the cab, I'm in the crib. I shower, clean up. You feel me? I took a half a shower. I just wanted to make sure I was good because I took a dooski. You feel me? So I shower. I get right. I'm feeling weird though. Like I just felt weird, but I understand why I felt weird later on. So what happened? Back to the cab. So I called the Oopski. I get in the Ubito, and the fresh air is shooting like it was war. Like the fresh air was just shooting. Like it was beautiful. That means great. It was shooting. God bless the fresh air. I put my head out the window like a puppy, and the air was just romantic. Like that shit was shooting. So the air hitting me, I'm feeling grand. My mind is just feeling nauseous. Like I couldn't really enjoy it. I just felt like nauseous. Like there was no freedom. So I get with my bro, we smoke, we drink some juices, and like, like he makes like healthy shakes and stuff like that from like healthy stuff. So I have one of those. It helps calm me down a little bit. I feel a little bit better, but I still feel lit. But I felt nauseously lit. I didn't like it. I won't lie. I didn't like it. So I believe I might be missing a time after that. I think I'm missing a time. But somebody wanted to buy some, well, somebody wanted me to direct them to get some mushrooms. So I knew the direction and I directed them and they got the mushrooms. But they wanted me to do it with them. So they took me on a road trip. We went to this like dope ass park. But here's where the problem was. This person wasn't really into the health is wealth like they said they was. Or they probably had just started because they made this bowl and it was just a weird mix of mangoes, a protein shake, some hemp seeds. It was everything in it was healthy, but the combination wasn't the right combination. It wasn't mixed right. I don't know, they put almond milk in something. It was something off. And as soon as I ate drink, it shifted my stomach. And then the person was so ecstatic about the mushrooms. I was like, fuck it, let me just do this. So we clapped mad mushrooms. I think I ate like 2.5 grams to 3 grams. I'm pretty sure it was closer to two. Because I gave her the lesser. And I had more than an eighth. So I gave her the lesser, which was around 1 to 2. So I probably took 2 to 3 because it was maybe less than a quarter, more than an eighth, but it was definitely more than an eighth, but no more than a quarter. And I didn't give her a full eighth because I knew better. But I don't think I took a full. I could be, listen, whatever. I took at least 2 to 3 grams. She took at least 1 to 2 grams. But I definitely knew I was past her. So she drove us to this park. And I'm just slumped in my sheet, you feel me, listening to beats, because that's what I do. I'm a freak. I like the music. So anyway, I'm cooling, you feel me? And I'm like, something feel crazy, you feel me? But I ain't want to say nothing, you feel me? That's just how I am. I'm going to mind my business. So she goes, yo, I got to pull over. The mushroom starting to kick in. I'm like, thank God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Ah. So that's how I'm feeling. So we pull over. And as soon as we get out the car, it was like, I didn't see anything. It was just real beautiful. It was in like this park upstate. I'm not going to say the name. But we was in this park upstate. Well, for me, it's upstate. But I think it was in like, Sinning, New York. Fuck it. Y'all can have that. Somewhere out there, maybe a little further. I think that's the right name. I don't know. I'm not well versed in that area. So we get to the park. Boom. Shorty parks up. We walking. She throws the music on. We walking, and she starts dancing. And I seen like boom. Shout out to this bag. This bag is purple, but she had like purple rate. It was like she was. It was like Shiva or like whatever the Hindu god was. Or pardon me for the time of rude, but it was arms, but they was purple, and it was like, and she was just moving like this, and the purple was just vibrating. I was like, but I felt so nauseous after I saw that because it was nerve wracking. Like I've never seen anything like that. But the food we ate previously with that weird shake of my bob she made me was not the move. Like that was not the motivation. Like, oh, that's not the motivation. Any hoodums. It was cool though. She was dancing. She looked just so cool too. It was just mad like arms. It was like waves. It was crazy. It was just beautiful. Like aside from the purple, it was like waves of arm coming out. And she wasn't ugly, so it was just a beautiful fixture. And I looked into the sky, and the sky looked like a honeycomb. Like not the color, but it looked in like octagonal fractals. Like I think that's the best word for it, because it was so much. It was like the whole sky was an octagon, but little octagons, and I can see like the curvature. I swear to God, I saw the firmament. I could be wrong. You feel me? But it looked like we was in the firmament, and like I don't know if it was in my mind, but I could see like wires. Like these wires were unhinged, and I'm like, maybe there's something wrong with my brain that I need to fix. Whatever. It's another story for in itself. But I kept seeing the wires, like, and I like wires. I like to like fix my speakers. Um, I got analog speakers, so I clip, spin, peel. The wire is always a little out. I gotta put those in, clip, clip, clip. I love stuff like that. I used to, when I was young, I used to like not be the cable guy and shit, but I know how to cut and splice wires. If I sit there and do it right, I know how to do it because we used to just do shit growing up. Me and my like, I'll help my dad and shit when he wasn't around. I was like the stand-in. Even though my brother was there, I used to always have to do the tools. Like I'm always good with tools. That's what I do. I ain't talking about the blick and the grip, but you can still get hit. Watch your lips. You feel me? Pistol whip your shit. I'm lying. I'm all about peace and love. Unless we talking about drugs. All right, let me stop. I'm fucking with y'all. But or am I? Anyway, back to the Shumitos. Back to the Shumitos. I was seeing like fractals, colors. She was dancing, but I felt so nauseous, bro. Bruv, I felt so nauseous, bruv. Like when Shorty was walking, she turned around and stopped looking at me. I threw up everything in my soul, like ah! And she turned around like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I had to throw up a little bit, but I'm good." Boy, I felt so much better for like an hour, but I was still like moderately tripping. Like I just felt nice. I just felt great. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I felt really, really nice. We were walking. I was shirtless in swim trunks and some stupid shoes that I had on. It was beautiful. Like it was legit just a beautiful experience. Maybe in another video I'll talk about the experience. I don't want to get too in detail because it was a little touchy feely with me and the girl, but then I wasn't trying to go down that road. There's people around, and the mushrooms like, bro, there's people around. Don't trust that. Like she crazy. She was like, yeah, yeah. Like Mosh, I know we in the jungle and shit, but it's literally mad people here. Like that's a charge. Like I ain't don't care how much mushrooms I'm on. And law, I hate the law, but sometimes it makes sense. You feel me? Like right here, they gonna take a picture. I ain't trying to be on the camera. You feel me? I don't care how much mushrooms I'm on. The mushrooms is like, don't do it, Papa. Don't listen to her. She's not right. So off of that, I knew something was off. I might tell that story later, but it's a little dark to me. It's a little dark. If you stay and y'all request the story, if people start saying, "Yo, we want to hear that one," I'ma tell it. I'ma tell it. You feel me? But not right now. I don't think this needs that. Anywho, don't shoot the messenger. You feel me? I speak for the universe. I hope you listening. So, we vibing. I lay down in the dirt. There's ants. I'm vibing with the ants. I did not give a fuck. It was beautiful. Like that was one of the best experiences I ever had on mushrooms because I just felt pure. Like I felt at peace. Like and like I wasn't really thinking about much, which was odd. I had like this mental clarity until certain things was arising, like the touching and the feeling, and her trying to get down in the park, and I was saying things, and I was like, okay, she's biting, but I wasn't trying to pull. Like, oh, I got the bite, but then I wasn't trying to reel it in. Like, someone told me not to reel it in, and I'm happy I didn't. I'm gonna tell you the story one day. I did not reel it. It was a big fish too. Big fish. You found me in a small pond. You heard? But I ain't reel it in. Shout outs to Huddle. I still could see it if I needed to, but I don't need to. If you know me, you know I'm the one and only. Nobody can hold me. They need more than cuffs. You feel me? You know what's up. I'm the one, not the two or the three or the four or the five. Don't get slapped. Sorry. I be tripping. I'm not sorry. I'm trying to work on that. So I had like after that, I had like smaller experiences where like I'll take a gram on a late night, gram and a half, travel, get home, and just lay there introspectively and just think about life, think about reality, think about what I want to do with myself. And I would just lay there for hours and think. And one night I fucked my whole shit up because I'm in a bed off the shrumitos and I'm laying in the dark, and I'm like, huh, my arm hurts. Why am I telling myself my arm hurts? This is my body. I know my arm hurts. Why am I telling myself my arm hurts? The pain in itself is an alert to let me know my arm hurts. So why do I have to tell myself my arm hurts? And then I got into this weird thing like, am I not in communication properly with my body that I have to feel things and tell myself? Because even if I didn't say it out, I'm not crazy, relax. But even if I didn't say it aloud, like even if I was just in my head, like, my arm hurts. Why am I thinking my arm hurts? My arm just hurts. I feel it. I don't have to tell myself my arm hurts. So then I got into this thing of why do I talk to myself? Why do any of us talk to ourselves in the sense of, the voice in your head? We already know what we're thinking. So why do we have to be sound on that? Like, why do I have to add the phrase? If I know what I'm thinking, why do I have to put it in a sentence form for myself to hear? Who the fuck am I that I have to talk to myself? So then I was like, my arm hurts. Well, who's my? Because it's the arm of the body. It's not my arm. It's the arm. This is all me. But who's me? Who's mine? It got into some deep shit like that. So I'm going through the whole who's me, who's my I. Is there really an I? It's just self, entity. Then I'm like, why do I have to even acknowledge that I am something other than this? Like, this is body. Body is me. Me is I. But then it's like my arm. But why am I like distinguishing my arm? Arm. I should just say arm. Arm. Arm hurts. Not my arm. Arm hurts. You get what I'm saying? But then it's like weird. So I was going through that for like an hour, tripping in my bed. Then it got to the point where I said I have to shut the inner voice off. And then I was tripping for like another 20 minutes and I finally got the voice to be silent. And it was dumb quiet in my matissimo, my brain, my mata. It was crazy up here. That's not even a real word. But my brain was silent. Like you can hear a pen drop in anywhere in the universe. Like that. And I was just like, fuck, speak to yourself, bro. Speak to yourself. And I was like, I can't talk. But I wasn't saying it. Like, I wasn't thinking to speak to myself. Words just was not coming together. And I was panicking like, fuck, I silenced my inner monologue forever. But without even thinking those words, like the feeling of just, I was overwhelmed with silence. And then after a while, like, I guess the mushroom slowly eased in out of my system and I started being able to talk to myself again. And it was like, whoa. So then a couple of times after that, I went with one of my friends. He was eating Ace, and I was just sitting with him, just monitoring his experience. And one day if he wants to talk about that, I'll have him pull up. But we did that like 3 times, and I felt bad because I made him watch a scary ass movie on mushrooms. That was whack. Never doing that again. Oh! One time, I did mushrooms with this other girl, and we was I think technically they the projects, but anyway, we was somewhere on the east side. You feel me? We do the mushrooms. Or I came over on mushrooms and we did a little bit more there. Yeah. So we on the shrooms and like we was watching Marty McFly. I don't know if it was, I think it was part 2. Back to the Future. She wanna go back to the future, so I bought that girl a DeLorean, yeah. Shout out Lil Uzi, bitch ass. Nah, I'm just playing. I fuck with that song. That's why I said that, because I hate that I like that song. Bitch ass nigga, fuck out of here. Don't make me like your music. Anyway, I mean that in the politest way possible. Anyway, I'm on shrooms. I'm like low-key tripping in my brain. I don't know why. I think she had like too much going on in her room. But I was like just tripping. My energy was all over the place. And it was like too much energy in there too. Like, it was just too much energy in there. She was on my body. She was all my money. Anyway, I wasn't mad, but like sometimes I'd be like, chill, you feel me? Dick ain't going nowhere. Like, relax. Relax. Not saying that's what she was looking for, but you know, I saw her glasses. Anyway, so we was watching Back to the Future. I think it was part two, and son just came out the V. Shh, Marty, we need to go back to the future. He was wilding like, oh, we gotta get back. And he was tweaking, and my heart started racing. I'm like, why am I panicking? Like, I gotta go back to the future, son. This is crazy. So I look at the TV, and yo, them niggas' faces was morphing something crazy. I think I was on the Amazonians or the Golden Teachers. I forgot. No, I was on the Mexican Cubensis. It was Mexican Cubensis because I kept getting those that week, and I was tired of that because I wanted the Golden Teachers back. And then I still want to try the white albino joints. I got those too. Chill out, hit me up. If you know somebody, I know somebody. I know a guy. Anyway, it was looking crazy. Marty McFly had one big eye, one little side of his face. It was too much going on, so we cut that off. And then, you know, I was panicking, so I said, yo, we need to cuddle. So me and Shorty started cuddling, but I'll get to that story later. This is years ago anyway. So now we cuddling, I'm bugging out, and I guess she's enjoying the cuddle. We watching the Avatar now, not the blue guys, the Avatar, the Airbender. I got my blanket somewhere over there. I should show y'all. Where my blanket, son? I really do this anime like, what's that? What's that? You feel me? Oh. You see my blankie? Y'all not messing with me. Do you see my blankie? Y'all not messing with me. Do you see my blankie? Stop playing. Hold on. Do you see my blankie? We was watching the Avatar, baby. I was watching the Avatar on shrooms. Anyway. My middle name is Hip Hop, but my mama call me Rap. Chill, that's another song I got coming out. But I really do this anime, hip hop, and all that. Like, I'm not really big on anime no more. I had to free myself. It was another program I was lost in. Anyway, we was watching the Avatar, and when we was watching the Avatar, they was beefing with Zuko and the Fire Lord, I believe, or something like that. I don't remember it because I mixed it up in my head, so it's fucked up right now. But basically, they was beefing. Aang was trying to fight the Fire Lord, so they like, yeah, it's gonna be this, that, it's gonna be happening. So I'm laying down like, shit, how am I fucking go to work tomorrow? It's gonna be a war. This nigga's gonna be fighting a Fire Lord. How am I gonna get to work? And I'm dead thinking in my head, how am I gonna get to work? I might not be able to make it to work because Aang is gonna be fighting the Fire Lord, and it's gonna be crazy outside. And I was dead ass, holding Shorty, like, fuck. I'm in my head though, bugging, like, Aang better spank this nigga, cause I'm gonna miss work. Then I was like, damn, it's gonna be mad fire and wind and shit. And then I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? This is a fucking cartoon. And I look, and I told her, like, yo, we gotta turn this shit off too. So then we about to go to smoke. But I had to do that thing. I let her know, like, listen, I know we're cuddling. My bad, I thought I dropped some ash on myself. But I'm like, you know, don't think nothing of it. This is mushroom cuddle. And she got all offended, so I left. I don't got time. Mushrooms be telling me to tell women the real, so that's what I did. I was like, listen, baby, I'm feeling your vibe, but I'm not trying to really do nothing. I was just cuddling because the mushrooms made me want love. I just wanted some love. And she got all offended. So that's life. I had some other mushrooms experiences in between there. That wasn't crazy. I was just tweaking off that. But I'll tell you another one in a second. One time I had a whole eighth of mushrooms. I had 4 grizzlies. I was gonna do the 4 grizzly mizzly. I think it was 4.5, and then my friend was like, bring me some more. I was like, but listen, bro, I'll give you a fucking gram. I gave him a gram of mushrooms. I ate the whole eighth. It was probably 3 grams. I'll say it was 3 grams just to be courteous to myself. But I told myself, if I eat the 3 grams, I'm gonna take this route. If I don't, I'm gonna just get on the bus, go to the train. If I eat the mushrooms, I'm gonna walk to the train so the mushrooms can settle. So I eat the mushrooms, bada bing, bada boom, bada pow, threw some peanut butter on them, bing, bang, 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 bang. And now I'm eating mushrooms, you feel me? I'm on the move. I bump into some guy, he's talking to this other guy about, how did I forget? It wasn't the Masons. I forgot. Oh my God. Hold on, I'm gonna have to Google something. Come on, man. It's not the, the Moors. The Moorish people, right? I believe it was the Moors. Well, yeah. So I'm walking through Harlem. I believe it was the Moor people. Yeah, it was the Moors. Yes, the Moors, the ancient culture and stuff like that. I don't know too much, but I knew a little at the time. Well, I was more into it at the time because I used to be really like into everything. So the gentleman was talking to him, and then they were talking about how some of the Moors had slaves and stuff like that. So I was able to get into conversation. They were talking about that, and one of the gentlemen was like appalled, like they didn't have slaves, but then the other gentleman was like, nah, they definitely some of them did have slaves. Now, I don't know how it worked. I don't know the whole logistics, but the Moors did show the Europeans how to clean themselves. They showed the Europeans how to not live with animals. A lot of the Caucasus Mountain folk were living with pets, very dirty. They had no order, no structure. The household was destructive. It was just animals everywhere. They didn't have the understanding of separate living quarters. It was a whole bunch of stuff like that. Could be wrong. You do the research. I know what I'm talking about. You feel me? They started a lot. Anyway, because I ate the whole eighth, I was able to delve into that conversation because I didn't take the other path, which was dope. But anyway, mushrooms start kicking in. I get on the train. Well, I finished that conversation. It was deeper, but it was just listening to two people talk and giving mine an input when I did have information. But when I got to the train, I get on the train, I start panicking again because mushrooms has this thing, and I'm explaining later. So I'm on the train, I'm feeling nauseous again. I'm like, but then the train goes, we're sorry for the delay. We're gonna be here, but that shit felt like mad long because the mushrooms was like, oh my god, we're gonna be here forever. So what I did, I told myself, don't panic. And as soon as the next stop came, I got out. That was it. I was going deep to the Bronx. I got out. Called me a oobski. Pardon me, the hair's tickling my nose. Called me a oobski and got up out of there. Like, that was pretty much it. Called my oobski and got up out of there. But it was so much people outside. Yo, it was like, the anxiety was high. Like, woo! But then I was good. I pulled up on my mans. He didn't even know I was on the shrooms. I was chilling. But then my other man, who I was talking about earlier, that I had eating mad shrooms with me, he was like, "You on shrooms?" He made it hot for me, so everybody knew I was on shrooms and started treating me different. But when I was on that time on shrooms, that shit was like a movie. The light bulb had like the thing around, like some people have that square that's under the light. Anyway, the four corners was dripping, but it never dripped. It was just like a drip forming, and it never dropped. We was playing video games, and the TV looked like crazy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just had different patterns and shit on it. The wall was like breathing. I don't know how to explain that, but the wall was breathing like that, like everything was like pulsating kind of. And I was rolling a blunt on my lap, and my legs was like mad long, and my body torso was small while I was strolling. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And when I was talking to people, it was like they was talking in time warps. Like the person would be here while he was talking, and then his head would be over here while he was talking. And it was like I was missing a beat somewhere, but it was like it was safe. Like I didn't feel scared about it, and it was pretty dope. I was enjoying myself, and then I started laughing, this uncontrollable laughter, and everybody got scared. They said it sounded evil, but I just felt really pure of heart, and I felt nice. And I noticed when I'm on mushrooms, I want to lay down a lot. Like I always just want to lay down. When I'm on mushrooms, I just want to lay down and go, ah, this is nice, very nice. Like it's just dope. Like you just feel like the veil of reality is lifted and you're like free again. Like I don't know how to explain it. I do not know how to explain it. It's like this. It's just like free for me. I'm gonna get to that part. So what else? I feel like I could walk through. Like they say, if you touch something like this table, if I touch the table enough times, which is physically impossible because I'm not gonna sit here and do it. But there's a 1 in 1 trillionth chance or 1 in 1 billion chance that eventually the atoms or particles or whatever these are that create the table will not be together at the right time when I touch it and my hand can go through. Science. It's real. It's look that up. Something like that. Look it up. But I was explaining when I was on mushrooms that we should be able to just move the atoms and walk through the walls. Like that's how I felt. I learned that the world is ruled by evil. It's crazy. If you look, everything is square. TV, well, almost everything is square. But like things that bring us not joy, but like your sexual organs are cylinder round, titties round, your mouth is round, Your nose gives you air, it's round. Your eyes are visuals, they're round. Speakers for sound are round. Pardon me. Pardon me. Food plates usually are round, but when you get food from outside, they're more square and cylinder because they're putting you in a box. When you look at like plates when you eat at home, it's a circle. When you look at like your weed crusher, it's a circle, peace and love. But the ashtray is a square because ashes are death. The weed is not. That's crazy. I just realized that your computer's a square. My microphone is a circle. My headphones are a circle. Garbages are in between sometimes. um Lenses for video, circles, because your eyes, your oculus, the way it comes in, people are going to say because vision is round. No, your vision is not round. This is not a pure circle from what I see through my eyes. Homework, notebooks, everything square, square, square. Everything is square. Your building is square. The door is square. The steps are square. The rail that holds you up, cylinder. Things, sports, basketball, round, brings you joy. Football, oblong, is pretty round, it brings you joy. Baseball, bat, cylinders. There's really no square sports that I can personally think of. It's crazy. Hats, round. TVs, squares, because TVs box you in. You're in the house just staring at a box, and when you die, you end up in a box. Everything is square or round. Shout out to the Thoth. Shout out to Thoth. He went to the place of circles, and it brought us a lot of joy, from what I hear. You got to look that up yourself. You feel me? That's not what I'm looking for, but it makes sense. Everything. Anyway, I was on mushrooms, and I learned that everything is like that. Like everything has a reason. Everything has a reason. Like literally, there's no coincidence. Everything is a reason. Everything has a reason. Everything, there's a reason for everything, down to the numbers, down to the time. 1 through 9 are the only real numbers. Everything else is a combination of such. Zero is not endless. Zero is not nothingness, but zero is everything. But yeah, 1 through 9, those are the only numbers. If you look at 11, it's 1 1. If you look at 12, it's 1 2. If you look at 1,000, it's 1 zzz. There's nothing after 1 through 9. 1 through 9 is it. That's really the only thing there to me. So you got to pay attention to stuff like that. But yeah, I was on mushrooms. It was beautiful. Everything was just like, it was like just one of the best experiences I had in my life. I just felt really good. Like, it's just like I want to cry. Like I'd be on mushrooms ready to cry. Like this is so fucking beautiful. I wish I could feel like this every day. And then I was wilding. I was doing mushrooms a lot at night. Like I had to chill, so I stopped. It's been a while, long while. But mushrooms, man, mushrooms. I don't remember. Oh yeah, I kept laying down. I had this scary laugh with my friends. They was bugging like, "You good, bro?" Then my other friend kept trying to stop me from laughing because he thought I was gonna get stuck in like a loop, and I got mad at him. But I was cool for the most part. It was dope. We smoked a lot of weed. I was playing a lot of Jump Force. That shit was fire. I think I want to play Jump Force right now. I might bring the Xbox back. But it was cool. It just felt good to just be free. Then I did mushrooms with this other girl. We went to a park in Harlem. And I was tweaking, son. I'm not going to hold you. First, I was laying in the grass, panicking like, yo, I feel crazy. I can't do this no more. Then once the mushrooms kicked in, I felt beautiful. I was singing songs from the Native Americans. I don't like to call them Native Americans because they need a better name. I forgot what's the best. The indigenous folk of such, the indigenous people from here. But I was singing these songs in a whole nother language, son. It was wild. I don't know how I knew it, but I knew it. Part of me and my lips is dry. I don't got my water. I drink it all. But I was singing a song and it was beautiful. And the girl was, oh my God, that's so beautiful. She was talking to trees. But then she told me she sees a baby. I know. That's when she lost me. That's when I fake got sober. Like, you got to chill. You're not seeing. You see her? It's a little girl. No, I do not. Relax. I fucks with you. Don't do that. Don't force babies on me. Don't do that. We're not doing that today. Papa. Mama. We not do that. So anyway, that was happening. But we had a good experience on the mushrooms. We sat there. She cried about her inner child. I noticed that too. Like a lot of women cry on mushrooms. I read that. The girl I was with, she didn't cry. The other two, one of them was. Everybody just talks about their inner child. I'm gonna talk about that later. But everybody just talks about their inner child and just issues from when they were younger. And for me, I do too. But a lot of that I talk about through the daily. So when I'm on mushrooms, it's more of a liberation experience as to where I'm thinking about just freedoms and beauty. And I never even I rap to myself on mushrooms, but I never even got to the crib and recorded yet. So that's gonna happen soon too. But what I did notice is when you take mushrooms, the nausea stems from your. Well, people say it's not. People say that mushrooms are a fungus, the bacteria. It's something in your stomach that the mushroom has from the psilocybin or the whatever it is it interacts and your body's trying to fight that. So it gives you nausea because it feels like you're going to have to throw it up, but you usually don't. But I feel like it's just your ego. Your ego is so scared to let go. So the least amount of mushrooms you do, the more nauseous you'll be because you have more ego able to still be in control. As to where when you do more mushrooms, when I did the 2.5s and the 3s, I didn't feel any real sense of nausea because I was fucking smashed, man. I was fucking wasted, man. Totally wasted, buddy. Like that, you feel me? So it was a dope experience, like very dope experience. And mushrooms. It's pretty good. But the ego, man, the ego does not want to leave. Boom. Since we're on the topic of topics, I always want to tell the story too. Y'all should be proud of me. I was barely smoking. I hope y'all smoking. I had smoked it in DMT. You Google that. You Google that. I'm not about to sit here and explain it. Dimethyltryptamine. It's the spirit molecule. You check it out. You can hate me now. But I won't stop now. I actually made a video and the video didn't work out. And then I did it again because when I did the video, I had the camera facing at me a specific way. And then when I went to go fix it, anyway, I messed it up. No video. But when I smoked the DMT, forget about it. There's this thing on YouTube called Tales from the Trip where everything looks so cool and they're talking about like their times on ketamine, acid, LSDs. Acid and LSD pretty much the same. Mushrooms, all these other drugs. That's not why I did it, but I already had my DMT and I was like, oh yeah, this might be the experience I'm looking for. That looked crazy. But basically, a lot of people have like these outer worldly experiences where some people said they went places. Like it was crazy. So I went and tried it. When I say that shit kicked me in my nuts. That shit kicked me in. Mushrooms is like, hey, we're about to fight. Are you ready to fight? Put your dukes up. And you go, all right, put your shits up. Feel me? Y'all get it on. You and the mushrooms get it on. You feel me? You good with the mushrooms. You could do a little bit. DMT, you just talking to your mans and somebody sideline you and it's DMT like, what's up? Like, oh shit. That's what DMT does. I smoked the DMT and immediately they say you're supposed to take 3 big pulls. I swore I took 3. I think I took 2.5, maybe just 2. I took the first pull. Immediately there's a ringing in my ear. Like just the sharpest ringing in my ear. So I'm trying to hold it in my chest. I blow it out. The world got like this purplish blue immediately. And like the door from where I was like, let's say the space between us, it stretched dramatically. Boom. And now everything is like this purplish blue. I'm panicking. But I'm like, hold it the fuck down, Fred. So I'm pulling. But now when I'm pulling, it doesn't feel like I'm pulling. So I'm like, trying to blow the smoke out. I feel like nothing's coming out. Now, have you ever seen Transformers? When they transform, it's like this robotic sound. Like, it sounds like mad metal clanking. I don't know. It sounds like a train was going by almost. But the train is far. It's never that loud. So, I mean, I can hear the train from the roof, but it's not what I heard. I'm sorry. I'm an old ass nigga now. I've been hearing that train forever. That's not what I heard. To me, it was the ultrasound. Like, that's what my ultrasound was when I was a baby, and that's what I heard. But it was like this metal sound. So I kind of pulled, kind of did it. I don't know if I blew the smoke out or not. I won't lie to you. But I definitely was like, what the fuck? So when I lit it again to pull it, it was like time was stopped. And I couldn't inhale. And I'm like, and the smoke, I got the bong actually. This is crazy. I just tried to clean it out. The smoke, my bad. There's a Q-tip in there because I was trying to clean it recently. That's a Q-tip. Relax. It's a Q-tip piece. The smoke was spinning in this thing right here like that. And the smoke turned green. Like, it was like this green smoke spinning in a vortex in the bong, and I could not inhale it. I'm like, the fuck? So when I blew out whatever smoke I had, it was like, what the fuck? Everything was like super slow motion, like super slow motion. I put the bong to the side. No funny shit. It was just like, then it was like, oh my God, you broke your brain. Oh my God, you broke it. Oh my God, there's something wrong. Oh, fuck, I did something wrong. So before I looked up, the floor on the roof is solid. It's nothing but a solid roof color, like silver. When I tell you I saw patterns on the floor, like a grid, and I can see the points in the grid. So now in my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, we live in a computer. I live in a fucking computer simulation. And I'm seeing the grid on the floor, and I don't really notice myself. Like, I didn't even, like, to this day, I'm like, oh, did I even look at my hands? Because in the beginning, I was like this, but I don't remember really seeing the hands. I just remember looking at the floor, looking at what's in front of me, and it was like everything was just moving like this. And it was like the world was like dissolving in a weird way, and I couldn't fucking understand it. It was like turning purplish blue but dissolving, and I could just see this grid on the floor. And then the projects were like extra blocky, and the sky had this weird designs like fucking grids, and like half of the clouds was missing. So then I started panicking. I thought I was dying. Like, I feel like I was dying. Like, I've never died before, or at least I don't know I did, but it literally, I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking dying. I was in my head like, I'm fucking dying. I started panicking. I was like, I guess I fell off the roof. I looked at the roof, and that was the only place, because I was on the roof. So I looked at the ledge, like I must have jumped off the ledge. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking dead. And I thought I was dying. I screamed out for God to save me. I was like, God, save me. This is fucking crazy. Like, yo, somebody help me. I thought I was dead. Like, I thought I was just a spirit. Like, so I didn't know what was going on. Then I felt like this fucking, it felt like the world was going, it just felt like madness. Like everything was dissolving and shaking and moving. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh, I was panicking. So now I'm looking around. I had a notebook. Damn, I don't got the notebook. It's a green notebook. And I'm trying to write in the notebook. I kept the plumito, the pen, and I'm trying to write. And I just write scribbles. I'm writing scribbles. And I couldn't write. It was like something was fucking holding my hand or something. And I throw the book, and I'm like, I have your own experience. Have your own experience. Have your own experience. Don't listen to what you heard. Don't listen to no fucking Joe Rogans right now. Have your own experience. So I'm panicking now. Like, yo, I feel crazy. I'm dying. I must have died. I don't know if I'm dying or if I'm dead. The world is fucking gone. And like, I was like, I'm yours. Like, I literally was like, take me, I'm yours. And when I went like this, I saw like in fucking clear hands reaching out to me. And I ended up just going like, oh shit. And I just remember seeing myself falling into darkness. Which is falling into darkness. But there was like a red string fucking ripping from me. It was like this red string. And I'm falling into darkness. And I landed into like a big ass, to me it was like a pink shoebox, but it wasn't pink. It was like mauve, but like alligator skin. And it was a box. But the floor was covered in like fucking movie reels, like red. The whatever was in it was red. The whole floor was red, and it was movie reels. Then when I landed, everything was like expanded, and I felt tiny, and everything was huge. And I saw these big ass like playing cards. It was like kings and queens and spades, but they were like so vivid. It was just different. Like, and then I look, and it was like this fucking jackally looking thing. Like, you know how like it's the spring on the bottom, and you go boing like that. Pause. You feel me? Not a bobblehead, but more like a bobble body. The bottom has this like a jack in the box. You know? Oh, I never realized that. You know how you crack a jack in the box, boing, but it was without the spinning of it. It was literally like, you see the spring? It was huge though, and it was like half fucking Jackal, half Al Capone, and he had like an Al Capone suit on, but it was like the mauve color, pink, And he was just big cheesy face and bouncing from the side to side like this. And I was like, what the fuck? But without saying what the fuck, it was just all a what the fuck experience. So I was in there and stuff was just flying at me and the room just turned white and I'm flying through whiteness. Um, Fuck, prior to that, before I slapped myself in the face and saw the hands, I kept hearing infinity, infinity. You've been here a million times. You did it again. You did it again. Oh, you died again. You've been here many times. You died. You died. I heard before I heard voices, like not voices, but before I heard, it was like the voice is always in my head. But before that, I literally heard it break like, like glass shattering. And that's when it was like, you did it again. But then there was another voice. You definitely did it again. And it was like in fucking infinity consciousnesses telling me I did it again. I'm dead again. Here I go again. I'm dead again. And it was like infinity of that. Like, here you go, here we go, you did it again, here we go, again, you did it again, you did it again, you did it again. And I don't know if I saw this big turtle or not. That I could have just implemented into my memory because around that time I was learning about a lot of weird shit. But I swear I saw a giant turtle. But scratch that part. I saw like this whiteness. Well, prior to that, it was the infinities. Sorry, it was a lot. So I saw the infinities. I was hearing about infinity, infinity. You did it again. And that's when I was like, fuck it, DMT, take me, I'm yours. And that's when I saw the hands and shit. So when I went to the movie, I see all this stuff and the movie reels. I'm in a box and I don't remember everything. It was just so much happening. I just remember playing cards because that was susceptible to the reality. Like I can bring that back. I know what that is. A lot of stuff I saw, I don't know what the fuck it was. It was just like grandiose colors and stuff flying past me. And then when I got out of that box, like it wasn't like I was cruising, walking, and I'm out the box. I was just out of nowhere. I was floating like I felt like I was like, you know when you be going dumb fast and you see where like in the movies when people be like, ah, it was like that. Like I was floating through eternal whiteness and I saw the Vitruvian Man. I saw mad trains going by. It was like when fucking Doctor Strange does the multiverse shit. It was something like that. But before I ever saw fucking Doctor Strange. Anyway, it was crazy. So I'm doing that. And I don't know why I saw the Vitruvian Man. I never looked that up in my life. So I saw all of that flowing through the whiteness. And like the whiteness just turns into the whiteness. But then it was like not an electronic city. But it was like this city of lights. And it was like this kind of blue. Huh. Yo, life is fucking crazy. This kind of pink. And if I find something gold, but there's some gold right there, that's crazy. And this is, but it was not this kind of gold, but it was bright. Like, it was really bright, like crazy bright. Like, nah, that's not it. But it was these two, but these are the closest to the colors I can give you. You feel me? But it was so bright. So bright. It was like this city of fucking lights. And that's all I could see. And there was no squares. Everything was like glow sticks kind of shape. And I'm just like, I guess staring at it, or I was there. I don't remember. But it was a lot. It was a lot going on. And then I just remember seeing a man made of light, which I think was me. Because towards like the end of that feeling, I saw the man drop to one knee. And then I got further away from him. And all I can remember after that is seeing myself. And I was faking shape at the time. I was fake Agdidioso. We feel me, don't get knocked out. But I was working out a lot. My back was So I just remember seeing my back from an aerial view. I kid you, I kissed the floor like, word to whatever God you believe in. Like, I just remember seeing my back and then going and feeling like I'm throwing up. I'm like, mad dry heaving. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm scared again. Now I'm back, but I'm scared. But I don't remember leaving. Like, it never really felt like I left. But the memory does. Because I really remember seeing my back from an aerial view. Like, if I could draw, I would draw that shit for you. But I can't. Because I can't draw like that. I could draw a little bit, though. But I can't draw like that. But it was so crazy to me. So I'm over myself via the aerial view. And then I get the... and I'm just here. Well, not here, but there. And I was on one knee dry heaving. That's when I took the book again. And that's when I wrote, we are what we are. It is what it is. Infinity, infinity, and some other shit. If I found the book, I'll read it to y'all. But it was so crazy. And I was just sitting there like... And then everything was slowly like depixelating. I don't know how to explain that, but I can literally like see the pixels coming back. Like my vision going from like freedom to, all right, my nigga, you back in the Matrix, and the Matrix starts slowly coming together. The sky though was still fucked up, crazy. The sky, it was a cloudy day, but it looked like somebody erased some of the clouds like that. Like when you remember in Bruce Almighty when he was like and he erased some of the clouds before they all left. It looked like that, but in the daytime. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Then I start coming back. I'm good. And that 2 weeks was just weird. Like I was trying to buy coffee and my phone was like, oh, this app doesn't work. Basically, a lot of things negative that I was doing was not working out. Like it was just not working for me. Like my bad eating habits wasn't working. I don't know. It was just a lot going on. And I should have listened to the DMT. But it was a lot going on. And one day I'll get back into all of that, but not right now. It was a lot. It was a lot. I don't remember how I got here. I don't remember how I got to this story. I think it's because I was talking about conspiracies. Conspiracies, and the Pharisees, and the Miramies. Yo, you know if there's an alternate universe, right? To them, we're the alternate universe. Now that's bugged, because technically we are the alternate universe to the alternate universe. Does that really make us the alternate universe? Crazy. If there's aliens, does that disprove religion? Crazy. Because I read somewhere that there was like that they had a meeting with mad religious folk via pastors, deacons, all these people. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about them, but fuck the Pope. But they said that they was talking to them about how can they basically fit aliens into the motif of religion, if that's the proper word. And I think that's madness. People gonna go crazy. If they drop aliens in 2023, 2024, if they drop the alien, yo, we got aliens. How your grandma gonna take it? How you think the 75-year-old church-going grandma is gonna take that? Huh? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yo! What if they drop aliens? Do you believe in aliens? I know aliens is real, you feel me? I had a dream I got abducted by aliens when I was a kid. What if that wasn't a dream? What if they're there? Nah, that was definitely a dream though, but I'm just saying it's a lot of stuff. Like, come on, cell phones, laptops, Wi-Fi. I don't know, but I'm still impressed by CDs. Like, you can deadass put, like, people hype about the internet. I'm still impressed by CDs. Like, a CD was just a disc, but it holds all that information. You just put it and the eye reads it. I'm still impressed by fucking record players. I got a record player here. You telling me this needle and this holds the sound? I'm still impressed by that. Niggas be hype about the phone. I'm still hype about the way lights work. Like, lights? You telling me it moved that fast? I be really impressed by the smallest things. Like, that is crazy. And y'all want to worry about Wi-Fi and 6G. They got 8G. We worried about 5G. They got 8G out there. Remember that. Somebody got 8G service. I forgot where. I think it's in one of those places, but they got them. You Google it. I'm just letting you know it's out there. But Rantz&runtz, like and subscribe. I'm that guy. If you don't like it, take a hike. If not, take a walk with me. Matter of fact, let's go on a hike together. Tell me what you don't like. Figure it out. But yeah, Rantz&runtz, man. I'm here. If not, figure it out. Like and subscribe. FR38KO. I got to put a song up for y'all too. I ain't forget. But you know I'm the best. Holla at me. Don't feed my pet peeve. You know,